Another day, another video. More Heroes of the Storm now here on YouTube, and today we're going into the best of 3 series at the Heroes Battle Arena between Roccat and Vetus Pro. Another great match, and this one is actually like pretty entertaining, so guys, make sure that you get some snacks ready when you watch this. Heroes Battle Arena has 8 invited teams, and we're playing a round of robin at the start, and then later on, of course, we're going into the playoffs, where we see even more games and a couple of best of 5 series as well. I hope that you enjoyed the videos so far. Right now, there should be quite a lot more content on the channel, so if you are one of those Heroes of the Storm addicts, then you will get your fix right here. I'm trying to just like increase the upload rate a bit since we have so much content these days, but it's been pretty busy, but I think I can be able to keep that up for a while. Alright, so we're going to go into our next best of 3 here. I hope that you enjoyed. Once again, both of the teams, of course, play in the battle arena, and it's still the start of the season, so they're trying to get their first wins or victories under their belt so that they can get a good position in the standing. I'm going to try and not forget to link all of that in the YouTube description, so if you are not quite aware about how the teams performed in the past, then you can check that there. Alright, without further ado, let's jump straight into game number 1 between Roccat and Vetus Pro. And we are live with game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. We have Roccat versus Vetus Pro, and to the left side of our first map, Dragonshire, we see Soccer on ETC, Sport Billy on Leoric, Hazobs on Reyna, Gran Paquete on Karazim, and Redex on Sonya. The new Roccat lineup going up against Vetus Pro with Sefkaje on Falset to the right side. We have Unstable on Malfurion, Andilendi on Kel'Thas, BKB on Muradin, and Power of Dream is playing Tacita, which is pretty interesting if you think about it. I mean, oftentimes he's playing the second tank. This time they're relying only on one tank, so he's the one to jump on the second supporter. And that is going to be quite cool. I mean, we have some... Oh, wow! Power... The hate! The hate! And Power of Dream gets healed and survives. Unbelievable. Wow, I have no clue how he just survived that, but they were trying to block the minions and only Tacita moved forward. They did that in the past already. The whole idea behind this is to just simply move in, try to get the vision and get the storm in for a bit of extra damage against the opponent's minions, but that did not work out whatsoever. He didn't die though, so he survived. The rotation is happening and this might be a kill. Gran Paquete survives for now, Kel'Thas is down, and with a dash, Gran Paquete is saving himself right now. Really, really well done here. Great start for Roccat. They have 2 kills against 0. Falstad dying, Kel'Thas dying, Hazobs in the top lane against Power of Dream. Strong rotations already on the map. And all of that happening, even though they disregarded Jaina, which is usually like the... Oh, what? Dude, Sefka, what are you doing? Sefka just flies right into them. But he survives, but is already on half HP. As I was about to say though, Jaina is usually like the epitome of a hero that is dedicated to burst others down. And that burst damage that we are talking about in most of these snipers compositions is highly relying on Jaina. In this case, they completely disregarded Jaina though. They didn't really care about her at all. And this is going to be quite interesting, because so far the setup is actually working for them. So right now, we have Redex and Soccer, Sport Billy, they're all just like roaming on the map. It's really just map presence, trying to get these shrines, trying to get in a decent position to really get the first Dragon Knight. Even with the level 4 talent, it's going to be a slight lead that we're seeing for Roccat. They have a Seasoned Marksman play on Reyna, so they're going into the stacking process. We're seeing on level 1 Moonburn taken from Malfurion for the extra damage against minions and mercenaries. And as Sefkaje is flying away from the shrines since he doesn't want to get taken down by the roaming here, we are currently seeing the Proc Rock taken on level 1. And yeah, with that talent, we have of course a bit of more sustain for them, and most likely then Groupies are level 13 to combo that off. Ah, look at that. Tacita actually did not go into Leeching Plasma on level 4, but instead decided to go into Mental Acuity for the cooldown reduction on his Oracle, so that he has a bit more vision on the map. Since you have to roam a lot between these lanes, that makes a lot of sense on a map like Dragonshire. So VP, with a bit of a shaky start, I want to say. Didn't lose too much just yet. I mean, you can see at the experience that they are slightly behind, but not too much yet. But still not the start that they were hoping for, I suppose. We have once again Rampant Growth taken on Flow Rider. There was the attempt of a lockdown in the mid lane. That didn't really work out for them, though. double focused attack on the side of Team Roccat, and they have both of the shrines under their control right now and are attempting to go for the Dragonite. Power of Dream is being pushed back by Zokke, still drops the Storm to interrupt the channel, and we see the Gravity Labs against Sonya. And Sefkaje once again quite low. He was going in and making sure that they are, well, he could at least push some damage on the opponent's front line. But still, that is of course a really tricky play now for the Russians. I mean, Roccat seems to be the team that makes the moves at this point. They have them with a very, very strong composition here. But then again, in the later stages of the game, Khaldor is going to be able to do quite a lot about that. Of course, in the late game, Reyna is also going to shine, with this, which is the whole idea of them making this work. Level 13 is really when Vetus Pro is going to hit a massive power spike against the setup that we're seeing for Roccat. Giant Killer is one of the main reasons on Falstad, but also the chain bombs on Khaldor are going to be able to do the job. So level 13, that's when Roccat has to be really careful about what they do on the map here. But for now, they are all good to go, and they are setting themselves up with a shrine at the bot lane. They have the level 7 talent now, and that is, of course, Ghastly Reach. Sefkaje moves away with a Flow Rider jump by BKB. Moves out of the situation here now, too, as we see Ferocious Healing coming in, the Echo of Heaven, and the Revolution Overdrive. The level 7 talents for Vetus Pro gives them a bit more heal on especially Malfurion, who decided to go into the Enduring Growth on his Malfurion. We have also Fission Bombs, we are seeing the secret weapon, and pretty solid talents just overall that we have here for them right now. But as you can tell, it's Roccat still pushing the lanes. They are going in at the bot lane with 3 heroes. Even Sportbilly rotates over, putting this into a 4 versus 2, neglecting the mid lane for a second, but they get at least 1 tower out of that, and probably going to get more than that. Sefkaje is already moving away. He's going to have to fly in just a second again. But the rotation of Vetus Pro is happening, and they forced Sportbilly back. But that allows also Hazops to take the shrine at the top, and that is of course now the double shrine for them and the potential Dragonite. But Sportbilly is contested in the mid lane by Power of Dream. Flying down to the bot lane, but the kill against Khaldor is already happening. Sefkaje a bit too fine, has to barrel roll away. Didn't really take too much damage though, so he's still good to go here. But it's level 9 versus level 8, and Reyna is moving into the mid lane to grab the Dragonite, and he is going to get it. Hazops is there, and he is going to start pushing in the mid lane now as well. Good positioning here, doesn't really matter too much. There's no ammunition on the upper tower, so it doesn't matter if he moves into the middle with this one. But 5 minutes in, he is starting to do some solid damage against these structures. So job very well done. And at the bot lane, we see a massive commitment now to this fort. The Dragonite is occupying Vetus Pro in the mid lane, and down here at the bottom, it is a 4-man squad that is trying to take down the next structures. Level 10 any second now. We have any second the heroic abilities, and here they are, the Mosh Pit, Wrath of the Berserker. We see the March of the Black King, have the Hyperion in play. And, well, for Karazin, it's most likely going to be Divine Palm. There's only one hero with a heavy hit point pool. I mean, that is Muradin, and you could think about going to the 7-sided strike, but I guess Divine Palm is what we are going to see from him. And it is indeed the Divine Palm. Still half a level to go for Vetus Pro until they hit the level 10 now. They're going to try and check that out, but, well, there's the wall gone. Up at the top lane, we have 2 heroes moving in, but the commitment with the Hyperion at the bot lane, they're going straight for that keep, and they are going to get it. They're going to get the keep here. If they really focus on it, they will get it. They might lose a hero or 2, but this is the first keep of the game. 6 minutes and 45 seconds in. Malfurion and Khaldor were up at the top lane trying to counter push. They never really thought that Roccat would commit this much to the keep at the bot, and therefore their TP was way too late. Vetus Pro seems to be like they are shaky. I mean, at this point, this doesn't really look too solid what they are showcasing. They have their 10s with Mighty Gust, even the Twilight Archon, well, the Archon at least taken as the rogue ability on the side of Tassadar. But losing a keep 7 minutes into the game, that's a bit weird. That's really something where you have to be quite careful, because that sounded, well, yeah, I don't know. Something like this should happen. Malfurion and Khaldor should have moved back a bit faster than that, but I guess they just assumed that Roccat would move back and wouldn't really commit to the fort. But well, they did. Up to the top lane, unstable, pushing everything back, trying to just like make sure that this wave is not pushing in the top lane and destroying one of the towers or soaking ammunition. We already have the catapult spawning at the bot lane now, of course, and combined with the 2 camps that have just now been taken, and actually very well timed here for Vetus Pro, we are seeing a massive push, and Grand Paquette is trying to protect that for even a bit longer. But Sevka has to take care of that, and that means that he won't be able to join the mid lane that is currently attempting to defend against the next push of Roccat, who are heading into level 13. they will hit that earlier talent, and that will give them a major advantage, of course, in the next fights. The talents themselves already like looking really strong. It's very well thought out combinations that they're using here. And on level 13, we already talked about this earlier, Vetus Pro is going to hit a massive power spike, but if they're already this far behind, then power spike or no power spike, they are going to have to really step up their game to come back into this. They are one level behind. Could have been worse, to be honest with you. I mean, we have one keep eliminated, so it could be a lot worse than that. There's a lot of experience that Roccat was able to take just by eliminating structures. They're starting to lose the first ones now at the bot lane, where we have a 5-man commitment, and taking down 2 of the towers could go in and claim that well now too. It's a shrine for a shrine, and level 13 should hit in time for Vetus Pro to really take one of these fights right now. They actually go for Sport Billy, but the rest of the Roccat is starting to move in. 13 isn't ready yet. Here comes the Mighty Gust pushing Soccer back. ETC was a threat with the power slide and the mosh pit, but they just move away, go a bit for the zoning purpose, but at the same time we're already seeing Hazops in the mid lane waiting for another opportunity to take the Dragon Knight. He shouldn't be able to do that though. Up to the top lane, Sefkaje is claiming the shrine and is making sure that they won't be able to do that. But what about BKB? He's moving away, does not get taken down in the mid lane where he was attempting to just deny any kind of tribute channel. As you can see right now, we have the 13s, and that's Giant Killer, that's Chain Bombs. This is the time for Vetus Pro to show their skills, to really fight. It's now or never for them. Malfurion with the rogue ability, and the Phoenix comes into play too, as BKB is using his frontline prowess to force Hazops back. Red X gets the stun, the Divine Palm hits him and is triggered, but they still have him in a good spot, but he just moves away with a Mystical Spear talent on level 13. Now they jump in once again, and Vetus Pro is looking so much better now. They could take Leoric down, they did, and now Zocke seems to be the next target. They go straight for him. It's time for the beef to go on a burger. He's down, and Red X is also on the run. Still the attempt to go for the Dragon Knight. Unstable with another quick Moonfire, is able to delay it just a bit, but no! He doesn't go in again because he feels he's a bit too weak in hit points and doesn't want to go up against Hazops. But right now we have another Dragon Knight for Roccat. Oh, Vetus Pro. They should have really prevented this one. This should not have happened. They had 2 heroes down. They found themselves in a great spot, but they lose that Dragon Knight again. And this is just frustrating for them. So we have Kel'Thas up at the top lane. And I mean, the game is well, he was at the top lane a second ago. He beat back, so I'm not crazy, I promise. We have them in the spot where they can at least fight. I mean, they have like, finally they have like a little bit of power, you know, like can finally go into these battles, drop the chain bombs and say like, all right, we're going to take this now. But we have Roccat still with that Dragon Knight. And that also bought them a lot of time, and they start to take down structures again. They are in the leading experience. Yes, that gap has been closed by Vetus Pro to a certain extent, but they have still a slight lead, and they are trying to get that level 16 talent a bit faster to use that time window to maybe get an easy kill here. But for now, BKB is going into Avatar form, and the kick against Malfurion. Unstable is with the team here again, though. Can he maybe lock them down? Sefkaje flies in, and the Mighty Gust to push Red X away. Hyperion is being used. Nice mosh pit attempt, but already cancelled out. Socke does not get his ult through. Divine Palm saving Sonya. And again, the Tranquility on Unstable, healing everybody up. Sefkaje jumps in, tries to drop Leoric, and they might be able to get that kill. Oh my god, so close. That last bomb, but at least Sonya is eliminated, and they go straight for Socke. Now they finally gain the momentum that they really want to have. They start to move in. Grand Paquette moves away, dashes out of the fight, and it's still Vetus Pro who are trying to go for the structures here. We have level 16 for Roccat, level 15, close to 16 for their opponents. Leoric moved into the mid lane, starts to take down waves with a skeleton swing, and here to the left side at the bottom we have one of the mercenary camps attacked. But the fort at the top lane has fallen. 16 talents now, the speed metal has been used, and we are seeing again the renewed swing for Leoric. Great wave clear now for him. And at the same time, we already have, well, we have them with, in this case, the Circle of Life and the Nerves of Steel. But just look at these 16 talents on the side of Vetus Pro. We are talking here about the Tenacious Roots, which are just so annoying. He went also into Life Seed, so there's no ice block. He just basically said, listen boys, I am going to be safe either way. We have the tenacious roots, we can lock them down even more, especially after a murder and stun. But for now, we're going to be fine with this. I'm going to heal everybody out, and his healing numbers should be pretty crazy. Also a damage build on the side of Charism. Of course, I mean, he's playing here together, sorry, the damage build on the side of Tassadar. He's playing here together with the Malfurion, so why not go for the static charge on level 7 and also for the second strike? You want to have some utility from those shields during the fight, but you are still looking at damage. You look at Archon form and you're trying to get all of that in. Talking heals, 29,000 currently on the side of Malfurion. Not really quite on the level of what we're seeing here for Charism, but he's been able to keep the team alive during all of these fights regardless. Sefkaje, oh, yeah, well, Sport Billy, you're a bit alone down here. Wraith walks away, did not expect Falstad to be in that position. And at the same time, the top is also going to start and get pushed. So they're starting to move in here to claim the second one. Rotation down to the bot lane. Sefkaje needs to be careful. But here comes the second shrine. It's online already, and the rest of Vetus Pro moves into the mid lane. They're trying to cap it. Down to the bot lane, the fight between Leoric and, well, Falstad. And guess who won that? Looks like it could be the Dragon Knight, but Zokke is there. He is eating a lot of damage, though. Oh, and he needs to move away. Nearly the root hitting him as well. And here's the first Dragon Knight for Vetus Pro. As we said earlier, guys, I was mentioning at the start of the game, level 13 is when they are going to make their plays, and this is exactly what's happening right now. That level 13 is putting them into a great position, and this is exactly what, of course, they were banking their hopes on. So right now, they're playing an absolutely crazy good game, considering how this all started. I mean, we had Roccat with so much pressure. Leoric is actually dying again down here. But we have Falstad still moving in. That Dragon Knight is going full ham on the fort right now. And they can still try and attempt to take maybe even... They could even try to take down one of these keeps at this point. They're already starting to move in. And it looks pretty good, to be honest with you. The level lead for them is also quite significant. They were behind nearly the entire time. By now, they are the ones who are actually ahead. They managed to get ahead in the game here with the kills, and they go in once more. Already here the move, and it looks Red X, Sport Billy, oh, rooted, and the Mighty Gust doesn't blow them away here, but it's still level 19 versus 18. BKB is about to like just jump. He should have his cooldown ready. No, he goes in avatar form. They're trying to fight here. They're going for the fight. Sport Billy is moving in the backline, but moves right into Sefkaje. Not really the best matchup for him. And BKB jumps the hedge, trying to get away there once again. Look at Sonya at the front, tanking so much damage. And Andy Landy with his chain bombs is there over and over again, making sure that they're just suffering and take damage. Oh, but can they claim the camp? Nah, they can't. They were trying though. But Leoric is about to die again. Sport Billy is down. Yeah, they still try to go for BKB. The heal, Grandpakette needs to be moving back, and he does in the last second. That was a close call though. The lockdown against Red X, but the Mystical Spear is allowing him to reposition himself and move out. 7 kills against 3 by now. Vetus Pro is showing why this composition is so strong against the Triple Warrior lineup. Khaldor with the chain bombs, and then also, of course, Falstad with all that damage that he is able to dish out here. Great play, and they are going full out on this one. So we have right now Roccat moving in against Sport Billy is back to business. They're trying to fight before level 20 is hit. Power of 3 might actually fall here. He's super low. Can Malfurion keep him alive? There's a shield. Level 20 any second now. The Storm Talents will hit. BKB could jump, and he does. Needs to get out of there. They just try to retreat and wait until level 20 is finally ready. Of course, that keep at the bot lane was already taken out a long time ago, so that doesn't really matter even anymore. We have at this point both of those Siege Giants eliminated, and level 20 is going to be such a valuable tool for Team Vetus Pro. They have their Storm Talents in just a second, and here it is. So right now, Falstad with the Epic Mount could have even gone into Nexus Frenzy. If you really want to get more damage out against these frontliners, then you can do that. But Epic Mount allows him to be so much more mobile on the map, and especially on Dragonshire. This is, of course, absolutely invaluable when you can just like fly from lane to lane within a second. We're seeing the Twilight Archon. That alone is going to give Tassadar a massive damage boost. It's not as much as it was before the patch. Now Tassadar lost about 20% of his damage, but he is still pretty solid in that regard. He's playing right now like this in between, this hybrid play, and it's actually quite well working out for them. one more level until we are seeing Roccat on their Storm Talents, and this is the timing window that Vetus Pro is now trying to use to get the first keep, and they will claim this one without a problem whatsoever. Soccer is the only threat with the Mosh Pit, but they always make sure that they get him. They have the stun with the Gravity Labs, they have the stun on Murden. They can also, of course, then use Falstad, who by now has the level 16 talent, which allows him the mini-stun, and his Mighty Gust is another issue here. Sevkaja taking the one at the top lane, already trying to move over down to the bot lane. We have Vetus Pro assembling their forces, trying to go for the second shrine, and they're starting to move in for this one. No level 20 yet for Roccat. The German team needs to be careful here. Sevkaja is now with them, and they're starting to move towards the Dragon statue to claim the Dragonite. Keep their top lane in mind, though, where Bruiser Camp for Roccat is starting to take down the structures. But they will lose the Dragonite. They can't really fight for it. Now they have the 20s, but it's too late. And that 18-minute Dragonite is going to be so strong. It starts to move in. We have even now the Peaceful Repose taken for Grand Paquette on his Karazim. Reyna with the Season Marksman stacks went straight into Nexus Frenzy for even more damage, and with a double Hardened Shield, this is a pretty solid setup. Soccer was trying to go for Mosh Pit here, apparently. He gets kicked away, didn't even trigger, was a bit too late. Oh, Red X is super low, but keeps himself alive with the March of the Black King. But this is not the end of the fight just yet. A great route that we're seeing, and Sonya is locked down and taken apart. Hyperion was doing so much work, but it was just not enough to win that fight yet. Tranquility saved most of them. It's already over. Mighty Gust used. Soccer all alone blinks away with the Ball of the Storm, but Grand Paquette eats the stun and saves himself with his heroic. Needs to dash away, and Hazorbs is helping him with that as we see the Dragonite move straight for the core. They are trying to finish this first game. It's game number 1 here, and another kill against ETC right now. Great play here by Vetus Pro, suffering in the early game against the strong setup for Roccat, but once they hit level 13, they were able to make it work. They are getting low though, so they have to be careful here. They took 2 of the heroes down already, but they can't go for core. 95%. They could have tried to pursue this even more, but they decided to just move back. They were all low in mana and or health, and decided to play this better safe than sorry. So they go for the map objectives. They go for the mercenaries. They could not use their Dragonite to finish the game, but still, this is a very solid performance by them. Once again, to give you a bit of an idea of the damage that was dished out here so far, we have Kalthas at 67,000. He is the #1 damage dealer in this game, followed by Falstad on 62,000. And only 3 kills against Vetus Pro. They were able to take down 9 heroes, but they didn't lose too many. And once again, we have everybody starting to move in here. So Hazorbs, Red X, and Grand Paquette, they are attempting to maybe even stay... they're not stealing the camp away, they're not attempting to. They already died 5 times. Well, of course, for him it's always easy to come back into the game here. But here comes Andy Landy, moves in again, and they are attempting to steal the last camp on the map. It's all this waiting for the next, for the next shrines to appear. There's a keep for a keep, and even though we had in the last few minutes Vetus Pro doing just a really great job taking down these structures, taking down also their opponent's heroes, this game isn't over yet. They couldn't finish it. They could not finish the game. And at this point, Roccat still has a fighting chance. If they just get one good team fight where ETC gets a Mosh Pit through, that's all that they need to do. So for now, we have camps taken everywhere. Like every single camp that spawns on the map is immediately being approached by a few heroes, and they start to take those. Another Bruiser camp claimed. 1 shrine versus a shrine. Sport Billy is already waiting up at the top lane, whereas we have Malfurion waiting at the bottom. Already the defense against the double camp that Vetus Pro has been able to take. And that is, of course, something that forces a lot of heroes down to the bot lane. And, well, Vetus Pro is very well aware of that. They send Sevkaja to the top, where Sport Billy is waiting for him. But the rest of the team is starting to rotate over now too. These death timers, even for a hero like Leoric, are pretty solid. So if he dies, that would be a disaster. There's the first stun, the second one. He could try and move away, but there is just absolutely no chance for him to actually survive this. He used whatever he had, but Leoric is obviously going to fall. Kill number 6 against Leoric, and he is down for another minute. He will cheat death to a certain extent, but this is still a very, very dire situation for Roccat. If they lose another Dragonite on the map, then this game is over. The next Dragonite is very likely to decide the game, since we had already 1 keep taken down by Roccat as well. The bot lane of Vetus Pro doesn't have the remaining structure anymore, and oh my god, the Divine Palm on Reyna. The Mosh Pit is hitting, and down goes Falstad. That might be exactly what they needed. Roccat, can they come back into this? They have lost 2 heroes, but Leoric is going to be back in 5 seconds. Oh god, Sonya so low, Whirlwind's away, and the blink on Soccer is getting him to safety, but Sonya is down, and this is another 4 versus 3 situation for Vetus Pro, and they don't even go for the Dragon Knight. They say, okay, screw this, we go for core, and we go for core right now. I actually think that they could have attempted to go for the Dragon Knight, but I assume that this is going to work out for them quite well. Sport Billy is there though, but the core is dropping in the hit points. They're starting to move in. Heroic abilities are all in cooldown except for the Mighty Gus, but Falstad is down. Andy Lendi with the Arcane Barrier here, and the core down to 30%. This is going to be game GG. Well played as Vetus Pro takes game number 1 in the best of 3 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena. Game on! And we have Vetus Pro up against Roccat with a 1-0 lead here. To the left side of the map, you can see Roccat with the Soccer on Diablo. We have Red X on Falstad. We see Sport Billy on ETC, Hazobs on Kelthas, and Gran Paquete on Tyrande. To the right side of the map, we have, of course, Vetus Pro, the Russian team with Sefkajer on Reyna. We see it Andy Lendi playing Tacita. Power of Dream is on Muradin. BKB is playing Sonya for the aggression in the team setup. And Unstable is playing Brightwing. As already talked about during the draft, the setup is a very solid one. We have Brightwing trying to give Vetus Pro... Well, first of all, one of the things that Vetus Pro was trying to do in the draft was counteracting ETC, which was picked kind of early on the side of Roccat. So the idea was to pick a healer that can also help you with just polymorph, disabling the mosh pit. We have Reyna, which is, of course, a great hero with zoning abilities thanks to the Hyperion, but he can also use that penetrating round to give ETC a tough time when ETC is trying to set up that mosh pit. We have at the same time with Sonya and Muradin a very strong setup for them to jump into these fights. Muradin with a Dwarf Toss, Sonya with a Spear. So there's a lot of momentum going for Vetus Pro with this, but what we're going to see on the side of Roccat is to try and just like dominate the engagement. They need to stay behind a little bit, wait for a good setup, and then move in with ETC, the power slide, and also, of course, with that stun on Diablo, and try to start the fight on their terms, because then they can attempt to snipe a hero with that Diablo into Tyrande composition, and is this going to be one of the most crucial things for them. What we have already in terms of the talents is that Tyrande decided to go into an Owl build, which makes a whole lot of sense, because you want to make sure that your opponent is having a tough time channeling these tributes. So going into the level 1 talent, the level 4 talent, and the level 16 talent for your Owl is very, very powerful and can make the life of your opponent a living hell. Rotations happening. Here's the stun combo against Sefkajer, and he might die. The body block by Unstable, and Sefkajer gets away. And very well done here. Unstable moving in and healing him in the last second. BKB overstaying his welcome, actually. Zocca is thinking about dashing in once again, but Gran Paquete already moved back a bit. And in this case, what's really crucial is that we do not see Season Marksman for Reyna. If he wouldn't have taken Give Me More, he would have died here already, and he knows that too. It's one of the big disadvantages of playing with Reyna, that positioning is just everything, since you don't have an escape. And he went for Give Me More instead, just saying, alright guys, I need something to stay alive here. Well, Tacita, on the other hand, he did not stay alive. He got ganked by the squad, and he did have no chance of escape. Whereas we have down to the bot lane now. Well, Sefkajer moving to the mid lane for the experience soak, since of course Tacita just went down. But we still have a Siege Giant camp claimed by Sonya, and Sefkajer on his Martial Reyna skin helps out. As predicted, the level 4 talent on Tyrande with the Pierce taken. We have Fire Devil, a block on Diablo. Now that's a bit of an adjustment that we're currently seeing for Soccer. Normally when you are looking at Diablo players these days, and most of the combos that are played, you will see the Soul Fields talent taken for the extra hit point regeneration, which is great for the sustain in general, but of course against burst damage or against these fights, that's where block can really help you. There's a lot of players who decided to go into block these days. Nice attack here again, and Andy Lendi, oh, that could actually work. I think he's going to survive here. It was really well done. Sefkajer with a great penetrating round. Reyna able to save Tacita. That looked like a sure kill, but no, they survive for now. In experience, Roccat is slightly ahead again. We're already seeing Power of Dream, but Roccat channeled the tribute. He was trying to move in to deny that. That didn't happen. On level 4, we now see Unstable Anomaly with the extra damage. to the target. So you have a bit of damage on your polymorph as well. It's a kind of interesting talent to take. Oftentimes you will see peekaboo, especially on this map, since you get extra vision out of it. But if you are afraid for damage, then you can definitely move in with this one. And consider that we have a Tassadar in the mix as well. So we are seeing two supporters, and therefore they're trying to get the most damage out of the two supporters as they can. Especially since most likely Tassadar is not going into Kala's Embrace. Sorry, I think he is going into Kala's Embrace, and that means that he will not have static charge unless they are really afraid that they won't be able to get any kills without him getting that extra damage in. But if you run a Sonya, then normally you would like to go into both of the shield talents. Oh, Roccat missing that stun here on his Tyrande, if I'm not mistaken, but they get the kill anyways, and it's a perfectly timed one as well. There's the Kala Embrace, as already expected. Oh, we see a bit of a skirmish here with a kill against Tassadar. Great moves by Roccat. And that's exactly what I said earlier. They need to be the ones engaging. They need to be the ones to move in, stun a target out, and try to eliminate it before the fight actually happens. Because if they start to lose hit points before the fight really is ongoing, then the entire setup that we're seeing for Vetus Pro is just going to take them apart with that momentum that Sonya and Muradin can build up. So it's really important here for them to be the dominant factor on the map, and they're doing a great job at this. 3 kills against 0, but of course they have still to be careful. They were ahead in the first game already, and then they started to fall behind really quickly. So it's definitely a threat to them, and they have to be careful about it. Bot lane, Falstead has been eliminated. Sonya, Power of Dream, and Sefkaje able to get the kill against the Bird. We're plugging it as Turkey for dinner. And we have now a Ford versus a Ford. Ford at the bot lane is being attacked. Ford at the top lane is going to fall eventually as well. Both of the teams now on level 7. And that gives us another talent on Diablo that is not really the standard. Soul Steal has been taken. Alright, so he gets a bit of an increased health from the Black Soul Stone here. Oftentimes when you see Diablo players these days, they're going into battle momentum instead. But it's pretty cool to see that Soccer is actually working with a different build here. It's one of the best things about Heroes of the Storm compared to other MOBAs, that you are in a position where this talent system is giving you so many options. There's even like these slight and tiny things that you can adjust to depending on your opponent's team composition that make all the difference. There are of course certain builds that are quite strong, but these mini adjustments that we see right now are already just so cool. I mean, we're talking about a Tyrande with an Owl build, just to give you one example. That Unstable normally has a level 4 talent on Brightwing for the extra damage since they run double support, and these things are super cool. Tribute is going to curse the opponent. They're actually timing it even with a camp here, since we have level 10s already for Roccat and none for Vetus Pro. So Vetus Pro has decided to not even try to go for a fight because they know that they would lose it. There is by now Lightning Grab, Mighty Gust, Mosh Pit, Phoenix, and also the Shadow Stalk. The Owl is revealing the attempt to take the boss at the top. And at the bot lane, we're having Roccat doing exactly the same thing. But up to the top, as you can see, for a second, Vetus Pro was not quite sure what was going on there. They saw the Owl coming, they didn't really know what was happening at the bot lane. So they decided to just like back off the boss for a second. And that could actually mean that Roccat is going to be there in time to contest it. But there's enough power for them to take this off. So we have them already going straight for the kill here. Here comes Red X, a little bit too late. Ah, well, good try, but Power of Dream can just jump away and he should. Yes, there it is. But we still have that curse going strong. And that means that not only the bot lane is being attacked, but we always have in the mid lane, well, Andilendi being right there, trying to just like use this position against this one. Yeah, we have already power. Well, we have everybody just like trying to defend this for as long as they can. But down to the bottom lane, as you can see, there's currently the boss going through the first fort. The one at the top lane has been eliminated earlier. Down here in the mid lane, we have at this point still no damage on the fort, but it's not going to take them too long to really burst it down if they want to. As long as the boss is still active, one of them has to take care of it, and it's Sonya in this case. So 5 versus 4, they do exactly what I just said. They start to move in, try to burst that down, and do it really, really well here. So at this point we have Grand Paquete, Soccer, Red X, Hazops, and Sport Billy going straight for the next few structures that they can gain. That's extra experience, free experience that will bring them closer to level 13. Very well done here with an attack in the middle as the rest of the team is still splitting. So this is only 2 heroes that are trying to fight here. Even the Avatar has been used. I'm not quite sure why he's really going in for this. They're trying to chase and they will. Mighty Gust has been used. Unstable jumps in. Nice mobility here. But the problem of course is that they already used Avatar. They jumped in a bit too late. That Mighty Gust was also in position for Falstad to just push them back. And that's exactly what they currently did here. So level 13s any second now. But a pretty cool game as is. 3 kills against 1, so not really one of these kill-heavy slaughter fests that we usually have. But in this case, it's just a very tactical approach to the entire endeavor. The cool thing is that Vetus Pro, even though they suffered a boss, they suffered also the curse, and they lost the heroes in the early game, are still in a position where they will hit level 13 in a reasonable time and manner. But that could be annoying, as we see a nice lockdown against BKB, but he's able to get away, and the Lightning Breath has even been used. Really well played here by BKB and also by Sefkaja with another penetrating round. Sefkaja is actually doing an amazing job with these. Like, he's always making sure that he uses them to just reposition the opponent's attackers so that they can't move in. Level 13 any second now. And we have on level 13 now Firestorm. We are seeing the Giant Killer for Falstad. We have also Groupies after the Proc Rock on level 1. So ETC again with this support build, if you saw one. Chain bombs, of course, that's the big deal for Khaldor. I mean, he's a happy panda. And Overflowing Light. Here's the 13s on the other hand for their opponents, and that means we're having the Shield Dust, the additional reduction on the ability damage. We have Spell Shield, even more ability damage reduction, Burning Rage, Prescience, and Giant Killer. So, Vetus Pro will attempt to put that to some good use and fight on level 13 talents. We have still that slight lead in levels for their opponents, level 14 versus 13, and guess what? It's tribute time again. And that means that everybody is just trying to set up a good position here. And we are back to what I said originally. They need to have a good engage here. Soccer and Sportbilly are the ones that they have to rely upon. They're already starting to move in. Where's these stuns? They go in. Here comes the Phoenix. They attempted to go for Reyna. He got shielded immediately. And now Sportbilly is the one who's starting to suffer. A nice Mighty Gust to kick Muradin away. But they had to move away again. 3 of their abilities are already in cooldown. And this is looking pretty solid right now for Vetus Pro. They're most likely going to get the tribute. Sportbilly and Zocker, they're not going to be there in time. The attempt to burst down Sonya, and they get the early kill. Well done. Grand Paquette might actually die. Polymorph against the mosh pit on ETC. He couldn't make anything up, but Power of Dream is so low. The Hyperion is in play. Maybe a bit too late. That's another double kill. Yep, Muradin and Brightwing are dead. Falstad dies too, but Sefkaja is very much alone and he has no escape. So he is going to fall here as well. Oh, actually, he's not. Or is he? Whoa, the force wall and then the stun, the shield is there. The penetrating round, he stops Diablo in his tracks. But there is the gravity lapse and this is the end of Sefkaja. I didn't really like the timing for his Hyperion. I really feel like he should have committed to it a lot earlier in the fight. That would have helped, I suppose. But I really, really love the way that he is handling his skill shots. I don't think he missed a single one yet, and he has the perfect timings for it. He saved so many of his allies, and in this case he nearly saved himself, but great effort by Roccat getting that kill after all. Roccat, of course, is now looking at level 16 talents, and we have up to the top lane another tribute spawning. The last tribute was captured by Vetus Pro, just to make that absolute, like, I need to make sure that you guys realize that, because that fight turned against them, but before it happened, they got the tribute. And talking about the tribute, it looks like, for now at least, it is a fight at the boss down here. Roccat is going to take this one, and that means they can most likely even take 2. But it's also the second tribute that we are seeing for Vetus Pro now. The problem for them is they don't have level 16, and they are trying to take a few of the structures down so that they can at least get closer to it. But the level 16 talent is already in play with a double imposing presence. Interesting here. The 2 tanks are just saying, hey, we want to make sure that this Reyna is not going to screw us later on in the fight. Andy Lendy, they got him. He was trying to TP back, got interrupted. Now he gets attacked and keeps himself alive for as long as he can, but this is of course not going to last. So 16 versus 15, boss at the bot lane is going to be defended against, but we see Roccat moving straight up to the top for another boss, and that's exactly what they should do here. They should do exactly that, take the second boss now as well, as soon as they can. And let's see. We have already the Arcane Barrier and Ranger taken. Ranger now completing the Owl build with the level 1, level 4 and level 16 talents. Level 16 is going to be important for Vetus Pro as well. They need that talent to fight. Before it is in their hands, they can't do anything. Unstable, of course, is really valuable to the team now because he can get them closer to 16 by staying on the other side of the map and soaking some split push experience. So he's pushing this lane back, soaking EXP, and can jump into the fight again if need be. He can even try and steal this one away. It depends on how Roccat plays it now. Are they attempting to snipe something? Looks like they're not. They're sending at least ETC over. Brightwing is still at the bot lane. They need 16 and they know it. So they let the tribute go. They defend at the top. The boss is there. That's the second one that Roccat took. And in the mid lane, Roccat themselves are pushing to eliminate their first keep. 16 finally there with a bullseye taken. And the keep is down. One keep down, but still even talents. And Criterize has been taken. It's also pretty interesting to see Criterize here. Greater Polymorph is another talent that we sometimes see taken, which increases the duration of Polymorph. But in this case, it's all about having a bit of additional burst damage, and they're going to try and use that. Criterize, of course, also a pretty cool talent if you have Unstable Anomaly already picked. And especially Reyna should be able to do quite a bit of damage during these fights right now. Talking damage in general, to give you a bit of an idea of what's going on here so far. Reyna with 13,000 damage, the best damage dealer in the game. We did not really have too many fights. You can really tell from the hero damage that has been dished out so far. 17,000 as the maximum on Diablo, by the way, of all heroes, just to give you a bit of an idea of how powerful that Lightning Breath actually is. So he has done a whole lot in this game. And we're seeing 14,000 for Tyrande. But there were not as many fights as you might assume, because we have, well, that is a tribute that is going to be really important. We didn't have as many fights because the teams are playing a very cautious game here of defense. Once again, the move in. Power of Dream already a little bit low. BKB on Sonya is late to the party. He was trying to move around. Here comes the mosh pit, but Brightwing is already dead. Here comes at the same time now Power of Dream again. He's about to die. He jumps out, but behind him Falstad was eliminated, and BKB is trying to chase them down. The problem is they get the kill, but BKB is dropping 2. It's 2 for 2 kills right now. And we're seeing Sefkajet and Andilendi down here trying to keep Reyna alive. Again, Power of Dream jumps in, is zoned out immediately. They go for Tyrande. They might get her. It's a double kill. Tyrande down, but so is Reyna. Power of Dream moves away, and Sport Billion Soccer survived this slaughter. What a battle. BKB was so late in the fight because he was trying to walk around the debris, and he jumped into the battle when Brightwing was already dead. So they fought the entire fight with only Tacita as a support, and they still traded evenly with their opponent. Level 19 versus level 18 at this point. The mid lane defended against, but this of course means that we have 2 tributes for each one of these teams, and obviously the next tribute is going to be a cursed tribute. Roccat is down 1 game in the series. Vetus Pro has the 1-0. So they are going to try and just like finish this out now with a good team fight. But the problem is they have to hit that team fight either before level 20, and it could happen, or after they take the next talent. Right now it looks like we're going to see that team fight with level 19 versus level 18, so without the level 20 talents, and that's the important part. Oh my god, Zocke! What did you do? Zocke! The Mighty Gust! No way! Red X for the win. He Mighty Gust them away, but of course they're gonna get cursed now. Zocke was way too far out. He did not expect them to be this close on the map, and therefore he nearly gets taken apart. But the big story is the tribute and the curse against Roccat. This is a chance for Vetus Pro to get the experience that they need to get level 20. They won't hit it before Roccat. I don't see that happening at all, but they might be able to just make sure that the advantage that Roccat has is not going to be too big. Once again, we are seeing the mid lane. There's everybody starting to roam around. Are they going to go for boss? Up at the top lane, Unstable is attempting to go for the fort. They can't go boss. There's just no way. Power of Dream is just double checking if the boss is maybe taken by Roccat, but it isn't. Level 20 any second now. Any second now we're going to see the talent. And we have level 19. There's no way, BKB. This is just not going to happen. Not with Roccat so close to their Storm talents. There they have them now with Nexus Frenzy chosen. Hunter's Swiftness has been taken too. And the Hellstorm, of course. Boss is being attacked. Vetus Pro, they are thinking about it. They really want to contest this, but they can't really. Oh, Muradin! No! Power of Dream is down. This is the danger of playing this offensively against the Diablo. He is going to charge in, and he is going to punish you. Here comes Falstad, pushes them away. Hellstorm being used. ETC with the mosh pit. They are putting everybody in place here. 20 versus 20 talents, but 2 heroes are already down. And Unstable and Andilendi, they are on the run. Boom! Down they go. Actually, at this point, it looks like BKB is the next one to fall here. Well, he's going to fall eventually. He can't survive that, can he now? Nope, he's down, and the only one getting away is Tacita. Level 20 talents did not help them to withstand this, and that's a GG already called. Since, of course, with the boss moving down through the bot lane, Sevkaja knows 100% that this game is over. There's just absolutely no way for them to come back in time to defend the core. This is too much pressure. The boss alone is already doing so much damage here now on level 18. This is a great play, and Roccat, they are coming back into this. They start to tie the series, and therefore we will see a third game between the two teams. And that's going to be pretty exciting. Damage, just to give you a bit of an idea, Diablo on 40,000 taking the most damage, 28,000 only on Khaldor. Pretty sick game here on the side of Roccat, really well played, and we are going to see game number 3 at the Heroes Battle Arena. Game on, the last map of our series here at the Heroes Battle Arena, and we are, as you can see already, on Battlefield of Eternity. And to the left side of the map, it is Roccat with Zocca on ETC, Hazorps on Khaldor, Red X on Tarsada, Garampakete on Brightwing, and Sport Billy is playing Arthurs. To the right side of the map, it's Sevkaja on Falstad. We have Power of Dream playing Muradin here. Also unstable on Uther. At the same time, it's Andelendi on Jaina, and BKB is playing Sonya here. So this is going to decide which team will take the victory. And here in the Heroes Battle Arena, you try, of course, in that round-robin system that we have with the 8 teams at the beginning to really get a bit of an advantage early on in the standings. We have Arthurs with block. I personally like heroes that go away from the Regeneration Master talents on this map here in particular. Of course, it's not the only talent that we are seeing on Arthurs on level 1, but I really feel like it caters to the map. You're very unlikely to get as many Regeneration Globes as you get on other maps. You can still make it work, and we are seeing two Conjurer's Pursuit, for example, but I love that he is going into a different talent here. Block is still very popular, but this is exactly what I see. Lockdown and Power of Dream might eat another Chain Bomb, but he is already moving away. So Prog has the level 1 talent on Zocca. As we mentioned before, there's a huge focus on ETC on the side of Roccat. They really value the hero highly. We have currently Deep Chill taken as the level 1 talent, so no Conjurer's Pursuit. Arcane Intellect is oftentimes taken as a result. But of course, there is still that Snowstorm to consider, and if you really have good mana management, you shouldn't really need to go into anything like Arcane Intellect. Then normally it is the Snowstorm that we see instead. We have also the Hyper Shift on the side of Brightwing. Brightwing is going to counteract the carry pigeon a little bit. Falstad up here at the top lane is rocking the skin, and the first Immortal is in play. There's a lot of heroes that were banned out here, with especially a focus on Abathur, since of course he can be a great asset to you when you are fighting for the Immortal and somebody is still leeching the additional experience. Already the move into the mid lane here by Zocca and his boys. The Team Roccat is getting in position at the top lane. Sevkaja is starting to take this. Brightwing and Sevkaja are actually still staying here. The rest is going for the Immortals right away. And so far, Roccat is doing a bit of a better job. As I've been saying earlier, there's a lot of stuns that we see for Vetus Pro, so I feel in those fights they might have a bit of an edge, depending on how exactly Roccat is going to play it here. The halftime show already happening. Both of the teams on level 3. Brightwing moves into the fight here, and Falstad is still at the top lane for experience. Oh, look at that! Arthurs is in trouble. Sport Billy is nearly dead, but he escapes. That last Blizzard Wave did not hit him for long. That could have been his demise for sure. But they were defending their own Immortal here. Once again, the poke from the distance with the Storm and the Flame Strike. Are they really committing? There's one stun. Do they get the second stun in? Not yet. Sevkaja moving away once more. We have only one hero to the right side, that's BKB here, trying to burst the Immortal down. Brightwing, shifted to the top, is moving in again with a phase shift and trying to lock somebody down. Andelendi got polymorphed for a second. But it looks really like this is going to be a close one. No matter who wins this Immortal, it's going to be a very small shield that the Immortal has. And Sonya is already slamming away at the right side, trying to eliminate the Immortal of Roccat. But Roccat is moving in with a 4 versus 4 now as Brightwing took position at the top again. BKB is getting blown away from the spot, and it is Roccat with the first Immortal. And nearly the first kill, maybe the first kill. Wow! Is ETC able to take Muradin down? No, and Unstable is ready with a heal. Well done here. Level 4 talent now is at this point Snowstorm. It's really cool to see Snowstorm taken this often. Arcane Intellect was for like weeks and months the talent to take on 4, and then teams started to go more and more into Snowstorm, up to the point where Arcane Intellect is more of an oddity pick now than anything else. We're seeing Flow Rider on level 4 taken there for the additional mobility on Falstad. Vision for Tassadar. Since they have a double support build, that makes sense, and especially since Peekaboo has been taken on level 4, you don't really, well, you have super vision basically on the map. This is like a legal map hack right there. Mental acuity with the Oracle cooldown reduction and the Peekaboo. You are always going to see what's going on in these fights. Destruction for Arthas is going to help him with extra damage on a single target. That can be really nice. Grandpa Kette is exploiting that Brightwing mobility as much as he possibly can, with him always being up at the top lane and soaking this out. And right now we are also seeing, well, as you can tell, a few heroes roaming around and most likely going to go for a couple of these camps early on. Especially when we're talking Sonya. Sonya is amazing. The sustain that she has is just so incredible, and it's something that she is going to try to put to some use. Of course, she needs still a bit of help, and BKB is happy to provide that, so they are moving in. Sonya, by the way, in level 1 then into the Shot of Fury. Different talents to take. On an A, it's actually for McIntyre and a few other a few other players that we've seen, kind of normal to take block on her on level 1. On Europe, it's very different. Europe takes either Shot of Fury or they go into Warpaint. Really good kill against Falstad here, by the way. And they go for ETC as a potential counter kill, but Grandpa Kette jumps in and helps out. They have level 7, and that means that he has the Hyper Shield, or the Face Shield here. Really nice jump. Well done here. Keeps them alive. 1 kill so far for Roccat. They took down Falstad, and that's already about it. But we have Vetus Pro now trying to get level 7 too. And look at BKB. What is he doing at the left side of the map? Was he trying to flank? Was he trying to steal a camp away? Whatever he was trying to do, that backfired hard, and he is not going to make it. Uther was just not there in time, so BKB is down. The Immortal is spawning in 13 seconds, and that was the second kill for Team Roccat, and they are using that advantage in numbers to push the bot lane again, thinking about taking the mercenary camp here, apparently. We have on level 7 the cleanse now taken, and that is also one of the interesting parts, that we don't even see the cleanse approach on the side of Roccat. Now, of course, we're talking Brightwing here, so if you would try and go for cleanse, then you give up the face shield, and who really wants to give up that massive shield that you get every single time you jump in with a face shift? But we have that stun on the side of Vetus Pro that could become a problem, so that's always like one of these things that you have to wage. Once again, Soccer moves in. Soccer, he's getting hit hard, but so does Jaina, and Jaina and Uther are down. ETC dies, but this is not looking good for Vetus Pro. They are a bit, I want to say they are a little bit over-eager. I'm not quite sure if you guys agree, but at this point they just like move in every single time, try to fight for things where they are not really in that good spot that they are trying to look for, and then they get taken out. So they are starting to fall farther and farther behind and give Roccat an even bigger lead, instead of just playing this a bit more patient and waiting for a good opportunity. They jumped at the camp, but the camp was nearly taken out, so they went in, but the kill against Jaina super early. That's the big problem that you run with this comp. If Jaina dies this early in the match, then there's very little that you can do with the rest of your team. You need the burst damage. All these stuns that we have highly depend on the burst damage to be ready, and that just wasn't the case. Now Roccat is claiming 10. They're trying to go for 10 at least. And once they get 10, they can get the Immortal as well. This is actually the reason why they don't even go for the Immortal immediately. They're just saying, hey, the only thing we need to do is wait for our rogue abilities. Unstable on his Judgment, Uther is already attacking the Immortal here. He doesn't really have the most damage to make that happen. And he's isolated now. What's going on here? Vetus Pro, you guys have such a nice setup. The composition for them is really strong, but the play that we're seeing at this point is a bit underwhelming. Unstable is, well, maybe escaping. Nope. Force Wall is denying him that, and that is, of course, now also level 10, where we have a Mosh Pit, and it looks like Vetus Pro is still there. Power Stream has to move away, and he has to do it soon. Alright, he's doing it. And, of course, up at the top lane, Falstad is trying to get some experience. But right now we have 6 kills against 1. We have Roccat going for the Immortal, and we all know what that means. That's going to be a pretty strong Immortal here. Halftime show is once again happening, and bam, as soon as it's over, we're going to see that burst damage for Roccat. But they start to roam again. They catch Power of Dream here. Polymorph, lockdown. No, the Gravity Lapse does not hit, but it's the Howling Blast and the Mosh Pit. Zocke annihilates Muradin, and now it is the chase again. The Immortal has been ignored for now, but they have level 11 now versus level 9, and they can go to the top before 10 hits for Vetus Pro. And Vetus Pro is down one of their heroes either way. So a little bit of a weird positioning here on the side of Vetus Pro. They need to get, let's be honest here, let's face it, they need to get their shit together. They have a good setup, they're a strong team, they're an amazing team, they're super aggressive, They know how to play this, but right now they are just playing a little bit too far out. They have their level 10s though, and this is the chance for them to turn it around. The Immortal has not been eliminated yet. Grand Paquette jumps away in the last second before he's about to drop. Roccat is pushed back. 7 kills against 1 for them thus far. They have the lead in experience. They also are about to hit a very strong Immortal. We still see Sonya moving in at the bot Immortal, trying to get a few of the shields down. But this is exactly the moment that Roccat was waiting for, and they take this one. But Sport Billy solo Tassadar though with a great wall here. And this is looking a bit better for Vetus Pro now. They are the ones to really engage into this, but the Immortal is still working for Team Roccat. There comes again the attempt to burst Soccer, but he moved away. Sport Billy is attempting to turn things around, or at least tempted to, but Vetus Pro have to be careful now. They are already on the way back. They take retreat, and they take cover at the fort. We have everybody else moving back because, well, let's face it, there was just Roccat trying to get some hit points and mana back, and they really needed that. But we have still that massive lead for them. But it's looking a little bit better with the control in these fights for Vetus Pro now. So I like how they're adjusting. Brightwing is jumping away with the blink heal. So no real problem here for Grand Paquette to stay alive. And at the bot lane, Sefkaja, is he going to be in trouble? He should have the Mighty Gust still ready, so he can use that as a panic button if he really gets locked down. But he's just pottering around a bit and waiting for the rest of the team to move in. Is he going to try and fly and Mighty Gust them into the team? Nah. The problem for them is really the experience. I mean, it's level 13 nearly for Roccat, and that is a great position for them to be in once again. The cool thing, at least for Vetus Pro, is that there's nothing on the map to take except for the bruiser camps, and they are already being taken. So Sefkaja is already on the way to the top to secure some additional experience. But being behind this much at this point really means that they have to step it up a bit to get the extra EXP so that they hit level 13 too. But the Immortal has just now been taken out, so that of course means that they will be in a spot where they can just simply say, alright, let's wait a little bit, play this safe, get the level 13. There's not going to be an Immortal in the next few seconds, so they should be able to secure, well, maybe not the entire level, but they will be really close to the level 13 talent once they are there. So for now, yeah, let's see how this is going to work out. Up the top lane, it's just that 1 versus 1. But down here, whoa, they jump in again. They don't have the talent, but they still want to take the fight against the chain bombs. In comes Sefkaja. He flies in. Brightwing is there. And, oh my god, Muradin. He's escaping in the last second. And BKB is about to drop. He's completely cut off from the rest of the team, locked down and taken. And, I mean, call me crazy, but why would they attack into a team that has level 13 talents when they don't? Into a Khaldor with chain bombs? Why exactly would you do that? Level 13 gives them Ice Block, level 13 gives them potential spell shields. They have so many survivability talents, especially against that ability damage of Khaldor. Why would you engage into such a battle? I'm not 100% certain what exactly the thought process was there, but whatever it was, it didn't really work out. 8 kills against 1, the battle starting again, still no level 13. They also made sure that Falstad couldn't soak at the top lane anymore, so they still don't have that talent. And they have now to fight for the Immortal with level 10 talents versus level 13. Roccat could exploit this position, and Roccat can now start to move in. Roccat is actually in a spot where they can attempt to move in. They have still a bit of time left until level 13 is hit for Vetus Pro. And they're already there with Hazorps just poking. We have Sport Billy coming in from the top. They should actually push this advantage even a bit more than they already are, but I guess... Oh, Grand Paquette! Oh, blinks it once. Does he get away? Sefkaja blinks away again, juking them out. And no way. He was trying to phase shift, but it was too late. So now all of a sudden it's 5 versus 4 in favor of Vetus Pro. They lost half of the hit points on their Immortal, but maybe they can make something work. They have also now the level 10, level 13 abilities, and that's the Ice Block, that's the Spell Shield. Now we're talking. Shrink Ray is going to help too, and so they're starting to move in as well. We have Unstable already in position, and yeah, in position to go home, by the way, because he's extremely low. He was in position to move away, taking, yeah, eating quite a bit of damage before that, but right now maybe an opportunity to jump back in. Uther isn't there yet. Oh, Roccat with a burst on the Immortal. They're trying to get it, and they're very close. Good force ball here, again zoning them out, and this is going to be a very strong Immortal here for Team Roccat. But Vetus Pro is attempting to chase 1 or 2 heroes down before the Immortal is going to become a problem. but that was not really working out since the rest of Team Roccat just moved away. So the Immortal is going to push the top lane. He's going to move to the top, going to push the lane right now. That's a chance that they have to, well, just, I'm not quite sure if they're really going to get a keep there. If they hit level 16, they might actually try. And that's why Brightwing is currently at the bottom lane, soaking experience so that they get level 16 while the Immortal is still alive. And then move in with the Immortal, with the advantage of having a 2-level lead, or 3-level lead, and the level 16 talent. So this is a pretty solid position for them after all. There's the Arcane Barrier for Khaldor, doing quite well with that too. And we are having now a speed battle taken for Soccer. That of course is also increasing the engage potential and the chase potential for them. With on level 16, the Greater Polymorph taken plus the Stone Scene. Great talents for them. Hazardar didn't really have to go into any kind of like a damage build, so he went straight into the Dimensional Warp. Keep is gone. And Roccat doesn't really seem to be happy with the keep. They apparently want to attempt to put some pressure on the core as well. That Immortal, oh, nice attempt with the Mosh Pit, but already the Divine Shield used to save Sonya. They're jumping in again. The Immortal is on the core, but he's losing hit points fast. Zocke is low. Vetus Pro moves in. They want to take the fight. They want to take this down, even though they don't have the 16 talents. Mighty Gust had to be used. The Immortal is going to fall. He's still scratching those shields a bit. 95% on the core now, but the move back by Roccat, and of course the most important part, the keep is gone. The first game was won by Vetus Pro. They took the first match, and then suddenly it was Roccat coming back into game number 2, and also making that really solid attempt here in this third game, where they are looking strong, very, very strong and fierce. They have not lost one of the main structures yet. They didn't lose a fort, they didn't lose a keep, so they find themselves in a very cool spot, especially since they still have that talent lead. They're always talking about talent leads and about its advantages, but the way that Roccat reached that this early, they have not a timing window. This is like a timing crater that we're seeing here right now. This is like a hole in the wall. It's not just a window. This is just so much that they can do in this time. Once again, the fight up at the top here. Falstad flies in. And does he have to use Mighty Gust? Yes, he does. BKB was already isolated, so he needs to make sure that BKB gets away here. They're just trying to soak experience, and Roccat is always attempting to just like catch them out on the map since they still have that lead, and it's something that they should do. It's really smart of Team Roccat. Roccat in general is just like playing a very solid game. It's much, much better than what we've seen in game number 1. Even though we had a few misplays here on Vetus Pro. What is BKB doing? He's still escaping here at the top lane. Nobody's gonna find me. Sonya is gone. I gave at the start really a bit of I gave a lead to. I said that I think that draft is a bit stronger for Vetus Pro. And I still stick to that. But the way that the combos are played is just so much better than by Roccat than by Vetus Pro. Vetus Pro made some very weird mistakes throughout the game, and Roccat capitalized on every single one of them. They are playing this extremely nicely. And now we have level 16 talents, soon to be hit. There they are. Alright, Vetus Pro, that's your chance. Now we have an opportunity, and for Roccat, they need to be careful once again. They have 2 levels until they're 20, so that's a lot of time for a fight to go badly. So Roccat has to really buckle down now. Make sure that they have everything set for that Immortal. And we have a lot of hit points already lost, by the way. Like, this is already a halfway HP here for Team Rocket's Immortal. So Vetus Pro has started that off very, very well into that objective fight. And now we're having Benediction, we're having Stonefall. That's a lot of sustain. And not only that, but look at that Stone Skin even too. I mean, this is crazy. We see Northern Exposure for a bit of potential burst. And this is the chance that Vetus Pro has. Now or never. This is the opportunity that they have, and they have to take it. Here comes Power of Dream. They're moving in. Nice Ring of Frost. And Zocke! Does he fall? He might get sealed again and escapes. Unbelievable. Andilendi was taking so much damage, and Falstad is also out of the fight. Starting to move in once again, and here they are with another gravity lapse against BKB, but the Force Wall is already in play, and Sefkashe is back, but Andilendi is so low that he has to still be back. Nobody dying in the fight here. It's more experience gathered by both of the teams, but it is of course the Immortals that are still active on the map that they have to focus on now. And Roccat is trying to defend their own. They're moving into these bushes, trying to defend them. Is it going to be the snipe? Mosh Pit used. BKB is safe. The gravity lapse against Jaina though. Oh, Jaina! She escapes as well. This is maybe a chance for Vetus Pro to go in. Hazops is low, but Roccat is controlling this pretty well so far. BKB is falling. Sonya is dead. And it looks like Sonya is not going to be the only victim. Everybody else is actually going to be able to walk away here. since Roccat rotates towards the Immortal and tries to take this one immediately. They need to burst that down, and that's the opportunity that they have since now Sonya is dead. And with Sonya eliminated, it's again a 5 versus 4, and let's keep those experience points in mind as well. Level 18, nearly 19 versus 17. Oh my god, Muradin, what you doing, bro? He's down 2. This is 10 kills against 2 right now. Not the scenario that Vetus Pro was envisioning. Again, the focus on the Immortal. Khaldor is not getting stunned, he moves away, but they might even be able to burst the Immortal down a little bit faster. Depends on the setup that they're seeing for Roccat here. It's gonna be close, but it is, again, an Immortal in favor of Team Roccat. They have another one. It's not going to be too strong, doesn't really have any shields, but it still will do some damage, and they are attempting to burst down the last keep of the game. And of course, with the experience in general, they are closing in on 20, and once they have the Storm Talents, they should have a very significant lead for at least a level or 2 that will allow them to pressure this even more. A pretty long game though, I mean, well, not really long, but 20 minutes in. It seems like this is dragging out a bit, considering like how much Roccat was able to accomplish in the early stages of this game. When we're looking at the damage, we're at 57,000 damage now for Khaldor. Jaina is of course the main damage dealer here for Vetus Pro. They're attempting to save the keep, but I don't really think it's going to happen. Power of Dream is in a bit of trouble. They're going for Tacita, but he moves away with a dimensional warp. We're seeing Sonya moving in, immediately getting polymorphed upon using the Whirlwind. Andilendi low in the back, Mighty Gust used, but Roccat is just too strong right now. They have the level 20 talents now that the keep has fallen with the double ball of the Storm Shield. Rewind on Brightwing for double polymorph, and here comes again Power of Dreams burst. He is taken apart every single time he jumps in. They focus him down, and now he just barely managed to escape there. But Roccat is moving away. Even with the level 20, they're just saying, alright, let's go on the map. Let's don't force this. Let's do not rush things and maybe throw the game. Let's instead just make sure that we get every single camp that is currently on the map and then take a pick. They are going to allow us to get a pick eventually, and it's looking really very much like that. Again, Power of Dream bursted, but they had the Divine Shield ready to save him, and he could jump away. They go even through that wall camp right now, but Vetus Pro is with the back to the wall. They are really, they are down for the count right now. They are lying on the ground bleeding, and Roccat, they want to finish the job. If this was Mortal Kombat, somebody would yell finish him the entire time right now. He would probably get really, really angry and just yell it out there, because he was just like, why the hell didn't you finish him yet? So yeah, it isn't Mortal Kombat though. We are looking at Heroes of the Storm, and Roccat is playing it safe, but they shouldn't play it too safe. Look at that burst! Power of Dream again. Like, he's the punching bag of Team Roccat right now. Every single time he jumps in, they focus on him and try to eliminate him. And at one point, they are going to succeed. It's still a level that Vetus Pro needs to get level 20. But they are desperately trying to cling to their core and to the hit points. We have still Power of Dream eating the damage thanks to the chain bombs. But they are still pushing them back, and they are getting closer to level 20. They haven't taken a single fort, by the way. I mean, just saying. All of the forts are still available. The big risk for Roccat is that they don't do anything right now. Because once it's level 20 versus 20, even with both of the forts already taken down, there could be a chance of a team fight, a big victory, and, well, forget what I just said, because Uther just died. A horrible, horrible death. And that puts them into a 4 versus 5, just as the Immortal is on the map. And a level 23 Immortal, or a 23-minute Immortal, if they get that with enough shields, we all know how that's going to end. It's a 4 versus 5 battle. They have to take it. It's the only chance that they have, and we all know that a numeric advantage in Heroes of the Storm is usually working out for you. So Roccat, they have played a crazy good game. They go again for Power of Dream. Khaldor is trying to save him by using the Mighty Gust, but this is not looking pretty. Roccat is on the move, 23 seconds until Uther is going to be back, and we are seeing the team moving again for the Immortal here. But Vetus Pro is fighting. They are really fighting. Without the level 20 talent in a 4 versus 5, they are going in, they're pushing them back, they're delaying them, they're buying some time, but now it's already half HP for the Immortal, and it's going to be that burst. Uther is going to be back in another couple of seconds, but I don't really think it's going to be in time to really take this. And, well, if that Immortal moves in, then this is lights out. That Immortal alone is going to crush the core. Unless, of course, there's a big team fight that Vetus Pro can win right now. This is the chance that they have. 20 versus 20. They're going all out, all YOLO. They have to take the fight. They have to win it. They don't have another chance. They can't sit tight and just watch. They need to win a team fight right now. They need to win it, and they need to win it at this point. Epic mount, everything is here. They need to really leave a mark now in this game. They got 2 kills so far, and if they don't get like a really good team battle, then they will lose this game. That Immortal is going to crush them. Sonya is at the right side, putting damage on the Immortal of Roccat, trying to already mitigate that a bit, but we have the rest of the team moving in. Sonya is also back to business right now in the team fight. This is the chance for Vetus Pro, but we are seeing both lanes pushing against the core with the catapults, and Brightwing is helping out now as well. So they have to fly back again. Sefkaje is back, and that means they have to give up the Immortal. So now the Immortal is going to march towards the core with nearly full shields, and Vetus Pro, they are dead, but they don't know yet. Nobody told them. Actually, I think they know, but they can't prevent it. They're just standing there. The only chance that they have is to somehow snipe 1 or 2 heroes of the opponent's teams before the Immortal is even on the core. And that's what they're trying to do. They're actually trying to move to the side right now for a flank. And it is incredibly risky. It is just so unbelievably risky right now what they're doing. But they don't have another chance. That's the problem that they have. Divine Shield on Sonya. BKB moves in. The Arcane Barrier on Hazorps is making him nearly invulnerable to that damage though. Sefkaje attack. The Immortal marches towards the core. He has so much damage in. Chain bombs everywhere. Sefkaje nearly dies. Look at the mosh pit. This is brilliant. And the Immortal is already taking the core apart. No matter how this fight ends, this game is going to end in favor of Team Roccat. Immortal is just like doing work. And down goes Sonya, Jaina, and Uther. This is game Roccat after being down 1 map in the best of 3 series. They take it with a 2-1. Crazy good play by them here today. And they win the best of 3 at the Heroes Battle Arena. Vetus Pro struggling here a bit. The Russian team these days is losing quite a lot of their matches. They show really great games, and I'm personally enjoying their matches a lot since it's always fun to just see their aggression. But in this case, they take the lead early on against Roccat with the first map, and then they lose 2 in a row and find themselves once again defeated. So the team around Sefkaje and BKB extremely strong, but there's a little bit missing right now to really secure these best of 3 victories. They're doing pretty well. I think they need to get adjusted to the new patch a little bit, and once that happens, I feel we're going to see some of their famous compositions again. Keep in mind, this is the team that invented back then the quadruple blood for blood that just like killed teams everywhere and was adapted by so many regions afterwards until Blizzard fixed it. So we hopefully can see them bounce back. I hope that you enjoyed the video and also the commentary, and well, you know the drill. If you did, then just give it a thumbs up on YouTube. And guys, thank you very much for watching today. It was fun casting for you. We're going to have more games very, very soon here on the channel, so you can keep looking forward to that. And I'm going to be back with, I think the next match is going to be, yeah, I'm drawing a bit of a blank here right now, but I know that it was pretty decent. I think it was G2 versus someone. The thing is, I forgot against which team. I'm going to double check that. And guys, I'm going to see you in the next video with G2 Esports against a mysterious opponent. And yeah, let's find out how that goes. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.